Welcome back to the Back in Time podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Autry, with my co host, JD, or the kid from Home Alone. I don't know what you're doing. What's up, man?
I'm sorry, the kid from Home Alone? Like, you didn't wish your name was Kevin McAllister?
I wished it was Macaulay Culkin, but it's not.
Really? I wish my name was Peter Venkman.
Did you know his real name? He had this changed. Is Macaulay Culkin Culkin. He
Mm-hmm.
changed his middle name to Macaulay Culkin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Fantastic.
no. No, I had no idea. I think you're making that up. You're full of
No,
shit, and
that
I
that's
hate
a
you.
real thing. I promise you. I don't know if he's kept it that way, but he did it because he thought it would be funny.
And he's right.
Yeah, 100%. But I love that you said Peter Venkman because it is indeed Happy Ghostbusters Day, man.
Happy Ghostbusters Day right back at you, you spook.
37 years ago, Ghostbusters debuted at cinemas across the world. We still talk about it today. As you know, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a movie we've covered on the podcast, and it's a future episode because we haven't done Ghostbusters 2 yet, but we plan on doing that. That's probably going to be our Shootin' the Manure November episode because we've got Ghostbusters Afterlife coming into theaters pretty soon here.
Hell yeah, we do. And I would love to talk some Vigo the Carpathian, so
That's going to be a great episode, I think. But so with this whole pandemic thing, like, where do you stand now, months later, with Ghostbusters Afterlife? Has that kind of weaned for you? Are you less excited about it now that it's been on the shelf for 12 months plus?
yeah, I think a little bit. Some of the excitement has been drained from the product, which is it's difficult to do and to say because it's like we as a culture in 2021, 2020, 2019, we hadn't dealt with what we were getting ourselves into, especially when it comes to pop culture. So I think a little bit is definitely gone, but I don't think that the thunder is gone. I think
Okay.
it's just the clouds are just parting a little bit, and then bang, we're going to get rained on.
And did you say Bombay? It sounded like you said
Uh,
Bombay.
well, maybe I did. Maybe I finished Game
Bombay!
Changers.
That might be a new line. Instead of saying bang or bada bing, bada boom, it's just Bombay.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Quack. Quack. No, too soon. We can't get into that. Yeah, I haven't lost any interest in the movie, but I feel like it has the same thing going on right now that Stranger Things season 4 does, and that's like, how old are these kids going to be when this next show comes out? Because I mean, Finn Wolfhard was like 16 when they filmed Ghostbusters Afterlife. He's like out of high school now.
Mhm.
He's going into college. So,
Also, who cares about Stranger Things anymore?
oh, I do. I love it. I love the show.
Dude,
I thought season 3 was amazing.
could not
Season
make it through season two.
season 2 was a little bit of a downhill for me. Season 3 made up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Way better. Give it a
Mm-hmm.
watch. Come on. Come on. Don't
And
be
but at this point, I have to start all over.
Yeah. We haven't talked in a few weeks because I've been on vacation and life's been happening, but I know we talked through text message, man. How excited are you for Cobra Kai season 4 and that amazing poster and little teaser that they put out?
You know that tickles me right where I got the tickle zone.
Yeah.
I am a massive fan of Karate Kid Part Three. I am a massive fan of Terry Silver as a villain, and for them to finally tease and confirm 100% that he's coming back and will be the ultimately the big bad. I hope.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's interesting, man. I think, things are picking back up. We went to the movie theater this last weekend and saw Cruella, my wife's pick. Actually was way better than I thought it would be. And
Okay.
had one of my favorite up and coming actors in there, Paul Walter Hauser. I love that guy. So yeah, if anybody is thinking about going to see it and debating is it worth it because they've got like a buy one get one free ticket going on right now through AMC, go watch the movie. It was a good time, a lot of
Well,
laughs.
what would you rate it out of 10?
I'd give it like a happy 7.
Happy 7.
Yeah,
Okay. I
it's
thought you were
it's
going
not
to
gonna
come.
blow your ears. It's not gonna blow your hair back, but I mean, it was
No.
it was funny enough, and the story was good enough. The acting's good. Nothing was great, but it was good
How was
across
the
the board.
music?
Music was great. See, I lied.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Ah.
you see
No,
what you did there?
I
You bastard. All right, go
well, if I could be anything, I could be a bastard.
ahead.
No, I've been on the fence about seeing that and reading what it's about.
Yeah.
It actually does sound like it can be a treat,
Hmm.
which is why I asked about the music because it's positioned very strategically in one time era where I would imagine punk rock in the 70s. Is that when it
Yep.
takes place?
I believe so. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. There were a few parts where I maybe wasn't paying as much attention, and that was probably the timeline. But it was definitely a '70s movie. I just don't know what year.
Yeah.
So
No, that's a great recommendation. I'm on still on the fence. I'm a maybe to see it. I'm just more so annoyed at how Disney continues to not make original properties.
right.
They've not made an original movie in probably like 30 years.
Hmm. All the way back to Mighty Ducks, '92. Was that
That's
the
that's
last one? Was that the
that,
nail in the coffin? The
it might
quack
have been
attack?
the Is it the
Bombay.
shoes? Bombay.
Well, man, obviously we're here to talk a little bit about our plans for June. I honestly I don't have anything planned. I mean, normally I'll kind of come into this with some type of idea of what I think we should do.
Damn it.
I'm totally winging it here.
I
And
don't
I
trust
will
you.
say this before I appreciate that. Before you don't trust me, I should promote tomorrow right here on YouTube and right in your earbuds on any other time you listen to this on the podcast channel. You're going to hear us have Bud Brutzman back on, who's the executive producer of Expedition Back to the Future. Big week for them, actually, as we speak right now. It should be airing live right now on the Discovery Channel. And I think that's a big win for the production team to go from the app to I don't know how many homes have Discovery Channel, but I would venture to say millions and millions of homes.
It's actually
So, yeah.
69 million.
Hey, 69. So, obviously, a lot of new eyes are going to be on that. I hope that they like that enough where they go, gee, I wish I knew everything about the inside details of how this came together. And if they do, there's a part one, spoiler free review, and then there's a part two where we get all the details right here in our archives on YouTube. So check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, tune in. Bud's a good time, no matter what.
He's
So
Yeah, he's a hell of a guest. He likes to rip on the both of us almost equally, but it seems more so me.
yeah,
It's all good cheeky fun. Bud is an amazing. He's excellent at what he does, and he's a hell of a listen or a watch if you want to jump onto YouTube and see the first two episodes. So definitely check those out.
all right, cool. Well, yeah, let's get back to our plans. So June, we got the heart of the summer. Obviously, it's a huge month for us because it's my birthday, and I know we celebrate that like it's Thanksgiving. Um, what are you thinking, man? You have anything in mind for the movie of the month?
You know what? I still don't trust you, but I am much like you. I've done zero preparation for tonight. I have no
Perfect.
effing clue. I didn't look up anything. I just because I thought we were supposed to do a different episode tonight. So
That's true. That's true. We definitely had not planned this, even though we should have done our shooting the manure a couple days ago. We just didn't get around to it quite yet.
well,
Unfortunately, I've got Box Office Mojo up. I'm looking through '96. We pretty much have covered every June movie in 1996. Now, the only thing I will throw out there for you, I'm gonna put it up on our page right here so we can share this together, and you let me know if you're interested. So here we go. There is a movie that is number 2 on the list that we have
oh
not
shit.
covered. It's on the master. I started watching it last night for no reason, just because I was bored. Could it be
Yeah,
time to roll the maps? You got to roll the maps, JD.
I'm with you. Movie number 12, Phenomenon, is quite excellent.
Son of a bitch.
Ah, got you good, asshole. No, there's a lot of movies that we haven't done. Nutty Professor, Ransom, 101 Dalmatians. Speaking of Corella, maybe that's time to get into a little more Disney action.
Nope.
Nope.
We
Okay,
won't
that
do
was
that.
quick. That was like Kyle's wedding night, just real quick.
Come on. I know you see my mouse going back and forth under it. Twister. Let's
I don't.
Bombay this thing.
Bombay. All right, fine. Fuck it. Let's do Twister. I've not seen it in many years. I actually just the Palindrome Jetta and I were talking about Twister the other day,
Okay.
and I she was like, "You don't like Twister," and I was like, "Who doesn't like Twister?"
I mean, it did an amazing run at the box office, which we'll get into when we do the Shootin' the Manure episode. But I mean, we've got the late great Bill Paxton, not Bill Pullman. Did you like to mix up?
I thought it was Dennis Quaid.
Nope, that's Independence Day. You're close though. Oh no, that's Randy Quaid. See what I did there?
See, right there, we're all
You
sorts of
gotta be quick.
checkmated.
Zing. No, I think
Bombay.
no. We've got a couple late actors in this one. So we've got a young in the business Phil Hoffman. You've got the late great Bill Paxton. I mean, you've got Helen Hunt. You've got, I mean, just you name it. Dude from that thing you do that we love. Can't think of his name off the top of my head, but I
Sean
love it.
Whalen.
Oh, there we go. His teeth don't look good in this movie. Not sure if he had those fixed down the road, but whoa, it's like English teeth there. He's like a couple beaver teeth hanging
Hello,
out.
mate. Oh, another shrimp on the barbie. That's Australian, but whatever. This guy gets it. This guy gets it.
Yikes! Can you do a decent Bill Paxton impression? Yeah, give me like when he gets mad about Jameis stealing Dorothy from him.
I'll do you one better. I will quote him when crap flies at the truck and he yells, "Debris!" Love that line.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Well, we got some time to nail the impressions, but I think that's going to be a really fun episode and honestly a long time coming. I feel like we should have probably done Twister in like the first 10 episodes, but here we
Hmm.
are at like 210 and we're finally going to get around to it. So,
I'm with you. So I feel like maybe June is disaster month.
disaster month. I love it. So, top 5 disaster movies?
Or top five wrestlers like Typhoon and uh, yeah,
That would actually be a
Earthquake,
great top 5 wrestlers named after a disaster. Typhoon,
Stone Cold Steve
Earthquake.
Austin.
Nope, can't do that one.
Oops.
Um, oops.
No, but
Gosh,
let's
there
do
might be
top
one.
five disaster movies.
Okay, top 5 disaster movies. I like that. What else do we have time for? Obviously, we've got. We'll throw out a couple retro episodes. Maybe we put out our last Bill Paxton movie that we covered, which was JD
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Terminator.
Terminator.
There we go, Terminator.
I
Very
knew it.
good.
It's almost as if the heavens opened up and expelled knowledge into my ears.
Here's an episode I was thinking about. So, and this will be a little shout out plus an episode for us to discuss. But I'm going to be guesting on Dave's not Dave's pop culture, but Dave's podcast this month, the podcast from another world, and we're going to be covering Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. But to prepare, he's like, "Hey, I got a new format. I need you to check it out, just so you're like familiar with how the flow is going to be and all that stuff." So I went and listened to his Planet of the Apes episode, and he brought up some reboots during that, and I was like, you know what, a good top 5 would be top 5 worst reboots. What do you think about that?
Question now. Let's define the difference between a reboot a unnecessary sequel, and a reimagining.
Okay. What are you thinking?
Because I know there's a lot of like red tape in some of the, like, when you talk about reboot, and you take a movie like the Friday the 13th, where
Hmm.
it's still Jason Voorhees and it's still in universe, but it's still out of universe. What is that?
Okay. That's
Nightmare on
true.
Elm Street, I think, was a straight reboot or reimagining, maybe, because they changed some shit up.
Ghostbusters with the female cast was a straight up reboot. Karate Kid with Jaden Smith, straight up reboot.
Yeah, just got some shit that we're just slinging right now.
Yeah,
Did you see that new the new Karate Kid with Jaden? Did you ever see that?
I did. Yeah, I rented it.
I've heard it's not as bad as one would think. Also,
Hmm.
I hear they don't do karate in it.
It it's hard to remember. It's been a while since I watched it. I mean, that movie came out over a decade ago, I believe. Let me verify when this came out, but I don't remember liking it all, and it wasn't just because it was Jaden Smith and not Ralph Macchio. I just remember thinking it's just not a good movie at the end of the day. But I mean, say what you want. I mean, the movie made like $400 million though,
Yeah,
worldwide.
and if I'm not mistaken, Will Smith is EP on Cobra Kai.
I believe he owns like the rights to the Karate Kid
Yeah.
franchise.
So, I
He
mean, do we have Cobra Kai without his shitty enema to his son? I don't know.
maybe not, maybe not. Yeah, it came out in 2010, June of 2010. Yeah, 359 million on a $40 million budget.
And all of that
Yeah,
went to Jackie Chan.
yeah. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, executive producers. Huh. I'm trying to look up some of the background. I guess we should save this for the episode because we might need to talk about it.
Yeah, okay, I like this idea. I like this idea. Do you have guests in mind? I know I don't trust you, so just bring them on right now. Just introduce them and surprise me. Who the hell you got waiting in the wings? Who is it?
I actually don't have it because it was last minute and plans changed this morning. I don't have a surprise.
But there was supposed to be a surprise.
Maybe. I can't say too much.
I'm just waiting for Pat to just explode out of your
Woo!
closet. And here he is, and he's just with you at your house, and he's like, "Here I am."
That would be great. But no, I don't have that plan. So I wish next month. Next month for sure. It'll be
Well,
back.
next month we're doing Independence Day 2, obviously.
Ooh. Maybe we should do a deep dive on what went wrong with that movie. We kind of stopped our YouTube. We kind of stopped our YouTube series of why did this flop, and I'm bummed out about it because I thought it was really good.
Well, I think the part of the problem with that is we picked out a big bagel for the first episode,
Yeah,
Waterworld.
I mean, there's so many other movies though. We could do a ton of movies on why
A
did
lot
it
of
flop.
flops.
A lot of
A lot of
flops.
flops. A lot of
Floppy
flops.
cocks.
Flop.
What?
Oops. I was going to say something inappropriate, and you beat me to it, you fart face.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't want to put too much on our plate because we already have the interview. We've got two top fives. We've got an episode. We've got a teaser trailer. So there's plenty to do in there. I would say let's leave it open just in case a door opens up for like an interview. Maybe we want to have somebody on. We'll save a little bit of time in there. But we'll figure out some top five episodes to put out. Maybe since it's Ghostbusters Day, our first episode should be Ghostbusters, and
I
then I'll
love it.
follow. I'll follow it up with let's do Terminator. Bill Paxton. We'll stick with the Bill Paxton theme there.
It's going to be a
That'll be
heavy
good.
month. Noble flow, bring it on.
Yeah, a lot of great episodes. Again, we're going to be back on here tomorrow with Bud Brutzman shooting some breeze on what's going on with the project and hopefully getting some details into what's next. And maybe, JD, you position yourself for a little meeting with Bud while you're out in California. Hey, by
Yeah,
the way, I'm going to be here. Maybe you guys meet up. Maybe he swings by in one of his nice cars, takes you out for a dinner.
I should try to set that up because for what it's worth, and I don't know that I've gone into much detail with you about this, but I'm attached to a production company that's developing a number of reality TV projects now.
Okay.
I've been doing that for like 2 weeks now. And so I feel like I need to have a conversation with Bud about how to execute and properly get those reality shows to the masses.
That's an interesting conversation. At least you have some like legitimacy now where you're like, yeah, I'm going into production. I'm going to be in California. I'm on working with these guys. And yeah, obviously, not that you weren't legitimate before, but I mean, this is going to be like a huge check mark on your IMDb, is it not?
Yeah, no, it is, and thank you, asshole. But no, it's a big deal. It's audience. We've talked a lot about production and filmmaking and writing. I don't know if it's resonated with many of you listeners before, if you're young and getting into the system, or if you've been trying for a long time. But just don't give up, man. If you're passionate about something, if you remember when we talked to Michael Matteo Rossi. Um, Young filmmaker that just sort of is just so damn dedicated into making films. You grow, you fail, you grow, you fail, you succeed. It's like in anything that you do. So if you've got a creative spirit in you and you're trying to make a movie, just don't ever give up. I think Robert Rodriguez said it best when he gave a master class one time, and he's asked everyone in the class to raise their hand if they're a filmmaker. And when nobody raised their hand, he said, well, aren't you all making films? So what separates you from anybody else if you're doing what you want to do, and that's creating film, and you do it? Doesn't matter how many people watched Pizza Parlor Massacre, how many people watched Crawl Space last weekend, and how many people watched TCW last weekend as well.
I I mean, shameless plug. I mean, if you want to watch Crawl Space or Pizza Parlor Massacre, you can do that on our YouTube page. They're both on there in their entirety.
And we
So
had a hell of a time doing it. It was a lot of fun. I
we had a
mean,
lot of fun. Yeah, we really did.
we got to do it again.
So I actually bought a camera stand. So and
Nice.
I have some lighting equipment. So I mean, who's to say we don't make a little short film when we hit the old water this summer for a little get together? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
I don't. Rumor has it that Eric from SideQuest Podcast will be there as well.
Oh, he is coming.
Rumor has it.
Rumor. Okay, it's
Rumor
rumor.
has it. So we'll have the gang all up in there. We'll have a number of people. Maybe we do bite off a little bit of a nugget.
I think it'd be cool, even if we don't film a movie, if we just like recreated a couple scenes from a movie. I think would be fun.
Especially on the boat scene from Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, that one would be funny. Or we could even do like we could recreate the scene from Great Outdoors where John Candy gets pulled on the skis. It's just me like on one leg. I'm like, ah!
You
Little
just
green
laughed a
screen
hiccup
action.
out of me. Oh my, that's fucking awesome.
Slow down! Slow down! What's he saying? Go faster!
Oh boy, good times,
um,
good stuff in our archives.
yeah, yeah. I always love a little John Candy action. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of Candy left to break down. I mean, not that we've covered everything, but we've kind of covered most of his big stuff. So there might be two or three left that we need to dive into, but that makes me a little sad. But Chris Farley's still out there. We've only done a couple Farley movies. I know there's not a whole lot to pick from there. Some of the stuff at the end was kind of not great.
Mhm.
But
No, I recently watched Beverly Hills Ninja. I think we talked about this on a previous episode. It unfortunately doesn't really hold up the way that you would want it to, but
I I almost don't want to cover that movie because I read like an autobiography about him, and then I saw it in that documentary that they put out a couple years ago that he literally cried at the premiere watching it because he was just like, I'm a buffoon, like I'm just doing the same shit that I always do, and he
hmm,
was like super embarrassed about it. So
I that's understandable, and I totally appreciate that. So maybe we've done Tommy Boy. I think Black Sheep is a heavy contender for quality.
yeah, yeah, I think Black Sheep is definitely a movie we're gonna do.
Okay,
I
good,
I,
good,
I
good
love
stuff.
Black Sheep. I think that's worthy of doing it, but that's part of why I really like this Paul Walter Hauser guy because he's a lot like a Chris Farley and a John Candy, but he's been in like some really serious movies so far, and I'll pull him up just so I can retrace your memory of who he is. I think you'll know who he is right away when you see him. So here he is. He's got a Mighty Duck shirt on, by the way. He's a huge wrestling fan. Another reason why you should love him.
Okay,
But here's his credentials here. He was one of the guys that helped Tanya Harding in I, Tanya, which was
didn't see
great.
it.
He played Richard Jewell in Richard Jewell, which is Clint
Okay,
Eastwood movie.
didn't see it, but
He was in the Black Klansman, Spike Lee movie.
didn't see it.
Won an Academy Award for that. God, you need to watch more movies.
I've been so bad lately. I
He is
know.
he's Raymond in Cobra Kai, which
Oh,
you did
Stingray.
see. Yep, Stingray. There you go.
Okay, okay, there we go. There, I placed him.
Finally got one. He's also in Super Troopers 2. Didn't see it. I know.
No, I did see Super Troopers 2,
Oh,
you
you did?
asshole.
Okay.
Damn you.
You know what? If you're looking for a really good series to get into, I don't know if you've watched this yet, but Kingdom came out on Netflix, I believe, like 4 or 5 months ago. And
Hmm.
he's in this, and it's really good show. It's only 3 seasons long, but I think you love it. It's about a retired MMA fighter who's kind of like keeping up this gym, and like his two sons are fighters, and Paul Walter Hauser's in it, Frank Grillo, Matt Lauria, Jonathan Tucker, Nick Jonas is in it, and he's actually really good.
Hmm.
So
So it's like that one season of The Wire,
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
which was a good show. So I'm not against it.
I literally tweeted when it after I watched the first season. I think I put it out on Back in Time Pod. I was like, the this show not being a massive hit is a real shitstorm because it should have been on for like 8 seasons, but they just didn't get enough promotion. Not enough people watched it on cable. Had it just been a Netflix only show, it would be just massive.
Hmm.
So people would be like, "Oh my god, when's the next season coming out?" So check out Kingdom if you get bored. It's a
Okay.
fun watch.
It's boom on the list. Done. Put it
Boom.
on the board. Boom.
Yes. Oh nope, you messed it up.
Well, because I don't like the White Sox, so damn you.
Well, you knew the reference, so.
I understood the poor reference.
All right, man. Anything else you want to talk about? I think we kind of previewed some stuff down the road, but yeah, I like where we're heading for June.
No, we've got a great month ahead of us. July will be obviously a fantastic month when we get into Independence Day too. If we'd only do it as a why did this flop? Kyle's already asleep.
If
But
it's why did this flop, I'm all for it.
I haven't seen it since I thought in got a set of thumbs. I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters. So I would be willing to watch that again, if only to discuss just how stupid the ending is.
Try and say that 5 times really fast. I haven't seen it since I last saw it.
I haven't seen it since I last saw it. I haven't seen it since I last saw it. I haven't seen it since I last saw it. I haven't seen it since I last saw it. Haven't seen it since I last saw it.
Okay,
Meow,
good,
bitch.
not bad. How much would I see? I couldn't even do it. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
She
Oh
sells
man,
seashells down by the seashore.
good man. You're hey, if they call on you to act in this movie, even though you're more on the script side, you're ready to go.
Unique New York.
You just bust out a couple of those, and you're like, Boom. Action.
Done deal.
All right, man. Cool. Well, thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening on. If you've got some ideas for the show, or maybe you want to be a guest sometime, hit us up on the social media or just throw us a follow. Retweet our content. Help us get the word out there. We are at Back in Time Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and then you can find us on Facebook. Just search for Back in Time Podcast. You'll find us there. Other than that, it's another great episode, another one in the can, another one bites the dust. You guys are the best. Thanks for listening. See ya.
Bite me.